Hi guys, welcome to the video. I am your CA Veeraj. How are you? ಹೇಗಿದ್ದೀರಾ? ಎಲ್ಲ ಕುಶಲ ಕ್ಷೇಮವೇ? Yes. Today, as you know by the thumbnail, we will be discussing the preparation and examination strategy for CA Foundation Law. Right? Sir, what do you mean by the strategy for preparation as well as strategy for examination? So, what we have to do, once we complete the class, in the study leave period, in the time period between the completion of class and the examination starting time, if we left with some 2.5 months, most preferably people will have 2 months or 1.5 month. I am considering conservatively 2 months. So, if we have 2 months time, what we have to do? How do we study the subject? Which chapters has to be given more priority? And which chapters has to be given higher weightage whenever we are studying, and what are the other tips and tricks we are required to follow so that we can clear with the highest marks. That is what we are going to discuss. As you already know, I am your CA Veeraj. So we will be dealing CA Foundation Law. So first things first, I am making an assumption here. People who are watching this video are the people who already done with their classes. Sir, ಒಂದೆಲ್ಲ ಕ್ಲಾಸ್ ಮುಗಿದಿದೆ, 4 ಸಬ್ಜೆಕ್ಟ್ ಕ್ಲಾಸ್ ಆಗಿದೆ, ನಾನು ಕ್ಲಾಸ್ ನೋಡೋದು ಯಾವುದೂ ಇಲ್ಲ. Either you have taken offline, either you have taken online. I am not differentiating between that. So from wherever you have learned in a proper way. So I am making that assumption, I am taking that liberty from you. So first things first, after the class, sir, what we have to do? The main thing which we have to do here is read, or we call it as study the subject. Study the subject. Sir, what is study the subject? Just we need to read, need to do the novel reading and all those things? No. Whenever you are studying, study the subject in its entirety. Sir, I don't like Sale of Goods Act, I leave it in choice. Sir, I don't like negotiable instrument, I leave it in choice. No, don't do this thing. I am talking about the moment you completed all the classes and you are exclusively available for the purpose of studying, for the purpose of revision. That is what we are discussing now. So, you have to study the entire subject. Sir, how do we study? You mainly focus on concept-based study. You mainly focus on concept-based study. Sir, what is concept-based study? Whenever you are reading, for example, you like Companies Act. I am taking an example from Companies Act. If whenever you are studying that, Section 3 says what? Formation of company. A company can be formed for any lawful purposes with 7 or more persons. In case of public company, with 2 or more persons. In case of private company, with 1 person. In case of 1 person company. You have to understand this thing. Oh, for the purpose of public company, we compulsory need 7 members, minimum number of members. Private 2, OPC 1 person. That is how you have to understand. Don't just go for by hearting the subject. It is not easy to remember all those things. So when you learn the subject with a conceptual understanding, then only you can able to recollect and retain it for a longer period of time. If you just read, if for example, I don't like science, so if somebody gives me the science textbook for the purpose of reading and remembering, I can't able to do it. The moment I get the economics, the moment I get the law, they are my strongest one. I just do it because I learned those subjects, economics, law, audit, all those things, my commerce subjects conceptually. That is why that makes me more interesting and more retention of those subjects. So try to learn it by concept. That is my one advice for you on a first basis. So whenever you study the concept wise, whenever you are studying for the concept wise, try to cover the entire subject. Entire subject means entire subject. You can study the Companies Act first, then LLP Act, then Partnership Act, then come to Contract Act. I don't mean. But you study the entire subject completely. Don't use, sir, I don't like that unit, I don't like this unit. No, don't do this thing. For the first time. Sir, then how can we study entire thing on the day before examination? Don't worry, we will discuss that also. How do we sort and filter out those things? We will do it. Study the subject in entirety. Once you study the subjects in entirety, then try to do, while you are studying, try to focus on keywords and points. Keywords and points. So what is this keywords and points? Don't just read it entirely. Whenever you are reading, the moment you feel, okay, private company is a company by which its articles limits, restrict the right to transferability of shares. Oh, restriction is the important word. Transferability of share is important. Prohibits the invitation to the public to subscribe its shares. Oh, prohibit. The difference between restrictions and prohibition. Try to highlight it so that you can easily differentiate what is the first point, what is the second point. Don't just read it like, oh, restricts, prohibits. No, don't just go for a generalized reading. Try to be more specific while you are reading. Try to be more approachable in an examination point of view. Oh, if this question comes in the examination, what the point I should compulsorily write? Those are the points which you have to highlight and underline whenever you are reading. So, try to have that approach while you are reading. I am talking about the first study, not the revision part, reading. And if you have the time, I don't think you have the time now for the purpose of this thing. So, if somebody watching this video and having a examination in the May 26 or later, not for the January students, whatever the tip I am going to give now, try to prepare summary notes. Try to prepare the summary notes. Sir, what is summary notes? Do we need to write the entire textbook stuff again in our notes? No. Then why the hell you are writing that? Don't try those things. It's ball simple. You take a provision, oh, this is what it should be there in the examination. Try to write the words, not entirely the exact statement, whatever it is there in the thing. Okay, characteristics of the company, some 4 or 5 characteristics, separate legal entity, limited liability, again perpetual succession, common seal, some those 4 or 5 points, you just write the points and you keep it in that thing. So where do you write? Make some 100 pages notebook, maximum is 100 pages, don't go beyond 100 pages notebook. So prepare summary notes. It is for the people who have examination post January, that is May or September 26. So these are the key points for the later examination people. And sorry, once you prepare for the first time, once you study for the first time, you do at least 2 to 3 revisions. You do what? At least 2 to 3 revisions. Sir, what is 2 to 3 revisions? Sir, isn't it also the revision? No, it is just the study part. It is a study part. I am talking about the study. After the study, do the revision. How many revisions? 2 to 3 revisions. Sir, for the purpose of reading the first time, if you take, for example, some 10 to 12 days, then in the first revision, you concise that, you bring down that to around 4 to 5 days. In the second revision, you try to bring less than or equal to 2 or I will keep it as 2 days only. Whatever you study for the entire 12 days, 10 days, bring it for 5 days, then again you bring it to 2 days. Sir, how do you do it? It is up to you. Everybody has a different calibers, everybody has a separate powers. Somebody likes to read entire thing at a stretch. Somebody likes to read on a part basis. Sir, how did you read? For me, I always been focused with respect to that. The moment I take a subject, I complete it, finish it till the subject is over. I never used to touch the other subject when I was reading first time. So second time also same. Whenever second revision, those things comes, then I started mixing the subjects. In the first time whenever I'm reading, if I take 10 days, 10 full days for one subject only. If I read the accounts, 10 full days accounts. If I read the law, 10 full days law. That is how I used to complete it. I used to feel that is more productive for me. Other things might be, I felt, everybody might be different. One of my friend was there. She used to do all the 8 subjects when we are in intermediate, all the 8 subjects on a daily basis. 1 hour, 1.5 hour, 2 hours. Or one of my friend is also there. He used to do 2 or 3 subjects depending on the either theory or practical. So it is up to you, how do you cover? After all those things, this preparation, strategy, these things, try to uh, try to solve the questions. Sir, why try to solve the questions? See, we as a CA students, we are not lacking in the concepts. After doing all these things, preparation, first revision, second revision, everything, we are not lacking in anything. The difference between the person who is scoring more, the person who is just passing, or the person who is failing, is just the way they present themselves in the examination. We read one question, we feel, oh, I know everything about this. But that is not actually true. The exact question might be different, then this is or the specific answer that should be different might be different, and the general provision that might be different. That is why try to be solve the questions, practice the questions. Sir, what is practice? Take a question. For example, you read Companies Act. In that Companies Act, there are some few important topics. Characteristics of the company is bit important, that's okay, keep it. Then some definitions are there. Private company, government company, and again dormant company, again Section 8 company, again one-person company. Now again coming to DIM, Doctrine of Indoor Management, Constructive Notice, Ultra Virus. Some extra provisions are there. Try to revise it. After the revision, take a question from the question bank, if you have a question bank. If not, go for RTP or MTP, that is sufficient. So, take that question, try to recollect the answer, and try to put it in the paper. Oh, after writing all the answer, entire answer, take the suggested answer, compare my answer with the suggested answer. Once you compare my answer with suggested answer, then I will see how much discrepancy is there. Oh, I say is focusing on these points. Then I should make correction in these points in my next answer. Oh, for this question, these are the things which should be there. Oh, I will do this for the next question. Try to practice more number of questions, because it is just the game of presentation. You know the concept. You feel after the examination I wrote everything. But in the examination, because of the lack of correct presentation, you might not get the fruitful marks. So that is why I am telling, try to practice in the beginning only. Whenever you are reading, whenever you are revising, try to practice more number of questions in the beginning itself. Don't keep it for the pending. You complete one chapter, for example, Contract Act, for example, SOGA, for example, partnership. Try to take some questions depending on the previous questions or RTP. Okay, best thing you can do is take 4 RTP, 4 MTP, 4 previous year papers. Take one paper, mark all the questions. Take one more paper, mark all the questions. Okay, question number 1A is from Contract Act, 1B from Companies Act, 1C from Partnership Act. Mark everything. Then whenever you complete one chapter, for example, Contract Act has many units. Try to again subdivide it, maybe unit wise. If you are comfortable, go by chapter wise. You complete, okay, I will take an example of Negotiable Instrument Act. You complete the negotiable instrument preparation, revision. After that preparation and revision, one revision, take some 4 papers, 12 papers are there, either you take some 4 5 papers. Look into the question. Oh, question is asking about this thing. What could be the specific answer? Try to recollect, write, compare. Recollect, write, compare. Recollect, write, compare. Then later you do the same thing for other chapters also. You will be feeling much comfortable. Sir, how much time I have to spend on these things? You generally go by the number of marks, how much it is being asked. If the question in the examination is asked for 5 marks, you just divide 180 minutes for 100 marks, 1.8 minutes for every mark. Then depending on the number of marks the question is there, multiply that, keep minus 10%, write the answer. Minus 10%, write the answer. Because question also you have to read, some case study questions will be there. So, do that. You solve by questions. After this first revision and solving by questions, next main thing which you have to do is, without any fail, we should not fail in this point, very very important point. Important. Write at least one mock test. ICA will be conducting 2 mock tests on every attempt. At least you have to write one mock test. Sir, what do you mean by at least write one mock test? I am not asking you to score 70-80 in the mock test. I am asking you to write the mock test. Go and register in your nearby branch, ICA branch. Go for the examination. Either you can register for first mock test or second mock test, depending on the preparation level you have. Then go to the examination and write the answer. While you are writing the answer, just focus on that answer, not the next question, not the one more question, not the other question. Try to focus, be more specific on that point. After that, sorry again. Whenever you are writing the mock test, you just focus on three things. Don't worry about the marks, just focus on the three things. Sir, what are those three things? Mark yourself as very important points. The moment you read a question, can you get the provision? Can you get the answer regarding that question? Can you get the answer regarding that question? Recollect the answer. If yes, the first point is check mark that first box. Yes, if you can recollect the answer, think from the second point. Can you recollect the specific answer, more specific answer? Once you write the answer, you just think about, could you recollect the answer? Could you recollect the specific answer? Then third one, can you solve entire paper in the 3 hours? 100% of the paper has to be solved. Can you solve 100% of the paper? Just three things. Can you recollect the answer? Can you recollect the specific answer? And can you solve the entire paper? Try to be just focusing on these three things. If you are doing all these three things, tick mark ಆಗ್ತಾ ಇದೆ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಎಲ್ಲ 3 point. Don't worry about anything. Just be happy. Go back after the examination. Start studying the new subject. Apply the same thing. Can you do recollect the answer, specific answer, more specific answer, and can you solve 100% of the paper? If you are touching all these 3 points, then nobody can stop you from clearing the examination in the first attempt. Answer, specific, 100% paper. After these things, sir, whatever we did, it is before the examination. What do we do in the examination? Sir, is there any tip in the examination? Your paper is 100% descriptive. So, out of all the questions, question number 1 is compulsory, but question number, out of the remaining questions, you have to exclude one question or leave it in the option. In the first 15 minutes, when you get the question paper, try to find out which question which you want to leave it out. It again depends on analyzing the past papers. If you want to leave out any chapter, you plan in such a way that you can leave that question in the examination. Oh, yes. You make a smart plan. I am not telling that you leave the subject in some part wise. Try to make some smart plan. Okay, anyway, this question, for example, question number 5, consisting of LL or this negotiable instrument, 2 questions. I don't like negotiable instrument. Okay, I leave the negotiable instrument and I leave the question number 5 also in the examination, so that it is not affecting so much in the other questions also. So you make the smart plan. I am not recommending you to leave out any chapters. Do the self study. I am just telling that you can do as per your convenience. It is up to you people. So in the first 15 minutes, try to eliminate a question which you don't want to write. After the elimination, try to search those questions. For example, I know 2A, 4B and 5A and 6C. These 4 questions. Then try to find out those questions and write those questions in the first orderly wise. Sir, can we shuffle the questions? Yes, you can shuffle. For example, 2, 3, 4. A, B, C is there, again A, B, C is there, again A, B, C is there. You know these questions. A, you know B, again you know A and C. Sir, can I write 2A, 3B and 4A and 4C? Yes, you can anywhere write. You can shuffle the main questions. The question for which a separate marks is allotted, that can be considered as a separate question. But when it comes to 2A, if you have some 2 sub questions, don't try to shuffle these questions. Sir, I know only 2A first part, I don't know second part. Write the first part, leave the space for second part, go for the next question. Again, do the same thing. First, try to shuffle the question based on your confidence of the subject, confidence of the topic, but don't try to shuffle the sub questions, because the moment it is 2A, it is from a single chapter. It is not like negotiable instrument as well as Companies Act has been merged with those things. So try to do this. leave the space. If you don't need this answer, second part answer, just strike up the paper at the end, then leave the paper and give it to the supervisor. That is how you should follow. After that 15 minutes, whenever you start writing the specific answers, whatever you feel. After the specific, some first 40-45 marks, try to be more specific, try to have more clear thing, and then go for the remaining questions. If you know, sir, I am 80% confidence on those questions, keep it under the B category. Sir, I am less than 50% confident, keep it at the end of the paper. So before 1.5 hours, you should be completing at least 45 marks, because the first few pages of the paper will again, not exactly technically, will impress the evaluator. If you write everything on an orderly wise, then it might, impress the evaluator. Oh, he know few things, he know how to present it, how the answer is presented, everything is done. So try to write some 35-40 marks, 45 marks very clearly. Sir, how do we approach for every question? Do we need to write directly whatever we read it in the ICA material, like the entire paragraph? No. For which I have prepared a answer writing method. If there is a case study type of question, sir, how do we answer? We generally go by PFC format. Provision, fact and conclusion. Whatever, if they ask a question based on Section 8 company, provision regarding Section 8 company I'll write. Whatever the facts given in the question, I'll write that. And whatever the conclusion as per my own language, I'll write it. Sir, in the examination, I am from Kannada medium, I know the answer, but I am not able to do the, remember the exact line which is given by the ICA material. Don't worry, you can use your own language, but don't forget to highlight the keywords. Don't compromise on the keywords. Keywords are very, very crucial. Without keywords, you might not get the entire marks for every question. If it is case study question, how do you write PFC format? Again, there are some tips. Again, if it is a direct question for more than or equal to 5 marks, how do you answer it? If it is less than 5 marks question, how do you answer it? Difference between questions. Differentiate between LLP and LLC, limited liability corporations and limited liability partnership, or private company versus public company. How do you write answer for that? It is again given more than or equal to 5 marks, less than 5 marks. If there are some definition type of questions, what is private company? Explain. Define it. That is how it is there. Explain type of questions. There are two kinds of other questions. State the features of the company. That means you just write the characteristics of the company. State the features of the company and explain them. Tell them and explain. State them and explain. That is how it is there. Some tip is also given in the material. And these things, drawing rangolis, that's okay. Some extra point which we generally discuss everything in our regular classes. If you want that PDF, just do comment in the comment box, or you can drop your mail ID so that you will be getting those things. So I'm just concise it, I'm just summarize it, what we have to do for the examination. Study the entire subject, focus, try to focus mainly on keywords and points. Try to prepare the summary notes possible. If not possible, if you just have 2 months time, don't go for the summary notes. Just you can do it in the market also, some summary notes are available, or you can highlight it from the material, that's okay. Again, prepare at least 2 to 3 revisions. Try to bring that 10 days subject into 5-6 days, again into 2 days, so that it will be helpful for your day before examination. After which, try to solve the questions after every chapter and write the at least 1 mock test. Writing 2 is, I suggest, but at least 1 should be written. So this is how you should prepare for the examination, and this is what I have done for my preparation strategy also. That has helped me to score exemption also in law paper. So that's it for the today, guys. Take care. Bye bye. If you like the video, don't forget to hit the like button, subscribe, and please press the bell icon. Thank you. See you. Bye bye.